Hello everyone. Today's video is another Q&A video. I've got a few different topics today. Question about binders, a couple of questions about ozone therapy. Let's see here, questions about heavy metal contamination in sea salts, and let's see here, and some other things too. So anyways, Q&A video, bunch of questions here. I've been a little bit behind on getting back to answering questions that folks have been asking. I've had a family health emergency that's been ongoing for a few weeks here, so I've been working from home and just haven't really had the time to do any videos, but I'm making a little bit of time today because I want to get a little bit caught up. So please excuse the casual wear and just the different ambience as I'm working from home. So just before jumping into the video, as per usual, nothing I'm saying should be construed as medical advice. This is all for informational purposes only. If you need healthcare advice, please talk to your healthcare provider to get that advice. And if you don't mind taking a moment at some point to please like, share, subscribe, and or post a quick comment on the video, I'd really appreciate it. So thanks in advance for taking a second to do that. So the first question here is there a transdermal ozone therapy, like a transdermal patch? Really great question. Those of us in the ozone world would probably initially think no, but there is actually this little device. I don't know that it's actually commercially available. I've came across a study on it before, and it's this little like transdermal it's a little portable ozone generator. It can generate ozone on the skin, but if memory serves, I think it's only used to treat skin issues. So it's just going to be a topical treatment, not something that actually gets absorbed systemically. I don't believe that ozone really has the ability to get absorbed through the skin very well. It will to some extent using ozonated oil, but really with ozonated oil, it's ozonides already. It's not actually any ozone left in the oil because it's already reacted with the double bonds in the oil itself. So I don't believe there's any transdermal ozone treatment, but there is a topical ozone generator device. Actually pretty cool, where it's actually literally like this battery powered little ozone generator on your skin. But I've only seen the pictures from the research study that was done on it. I've never actually seen it in practice or in real life, shall we say. Another question here about ozone. Do you have any advice about ozone gas for tooth problems, such as using a mouth guard, perhaps? So great question. So, I mean, we use ozone for tooth problems all the time. Periapical injection, so injecting kind of at the junction of the gum line and the like buccal mucosa, like the back of the lip, basically. It can be very, very effective for helping with post-dental work pain. I've had patients, they'll say, I had some dental work done, having tooth pain, I've been back to see the dentist, everything looks fine, and we just don't really know. I see the little ghosts on the wall that my kids put up there, so easily distracted apparently. Anyways, me and the ghosts in the video today. Anyways, patients coming in, can't seem to figure out what to do for the tooth pain. We do a couple of ozone injections, sometimes even just one, and it works like a charm. Also patients who are having issues with kind of known or highly suspected post-dental work infections, or even not related to dental work, ozone can sometimes be really, really helpful in that regard. I would say in a majority of cases, not every single case. There are, whenever I go to ozone conferences, there's virtually always lectures about dental applications of ozone. And if memory serves, I think some dentists use ozone gas for tooth whitening effects. Please don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure I've heard that. I've definitely heard some lectures where they're using ozone topically to help with dental pain, like tooth pain, like sensitive teeth, I should say. There's maybe other applications as well. It's not really an area that I'm like an expert in, but in terms of any home treatments though, using ozone, because the person mentioned here that they have an ozone machine at home, I'm not aware of any home treatments for ozone that would necessarily be helpful or that it would be used for. Let's see here. And then, do I have any concerns about heavy metal contamination in Himalayan or Celtic sea salt? I mean, I'd say I have modest concerns, and that I've seen some, I don't know if it's papers or just like consumer health reports or something like that, where they test certain things and they find heavy metals in a lot of stuff. So I would say I have some concerns, but not to the point where I don't use those types of salt in my day-to-day life. I feel like, and I hate to sound a little bit glass half empty here, but I think the reality of it is that we just have a lot of environmental contamination in this world of ours. And so I'm really at the point where I'm just semi-regularly for myself, my family, recommending for my patients that we just work with things on a semi-regular basis to help with our detoxification of different toxins, including heavy metals. So whether that's taking glutathione periodically, working with mitochondrial support formula, taking a good multi-nutrient that has methylated B vitamins in it, possibly working with things like chlorella or maybe other binders. I've been a big fan for quite a while now of molecular hydrogen, phospholipids like the Body Bio PC products that I've talked about in other videos before. I have no financial interest in any of those topics, by the way. These are just the things that I find to be the most helpful for myself and my patients. So some concerns, but not to the point where I'm kind of losing sleep over this. Now, I am under the impression that there are certain companies that go to great lengths to test their products for heavy metals. So I don't know of any salt companies that definitely do that. If I was going to look into them, I've heard smart people talk about Redmond's real salt, so that might be a particularly good one, but I don't know. I haven't fact checked any of that, so I'm not really sure. But anyways, that's my 2 cents on that topic. And then there's, I think, a couple more in this other video. All right, so when taking binders, is it preferred to take them with a fat-containing meal? So great question. I haven't heard anybody talk about that specifically. I mean, I've certainly heard other clinicians talk about timing binders around a fat-containing meal. Kind of the idea being, maybe take a binder and then maybe shortly after take a fat-containing meal to kind of get the gallbladder to dump, get the liver to generate more bile and kind of flush out those toxins. Then some clinicians say, no, have a fat containing meal and then maybe wait a couple of hours and then take the binder. So I haven't seen any research literature looking at it one way or the other. So I think it's just more speculative. But what I generally recommend for my patients is avoiding binders with meals, period. So, taking them at least 30 minutes before or 2 hours after eating, because we don't want the binder to bind up the stuff that's in the meal. At the end of the day, binders have certain affinities for certain substances more than others, but when you're eating a full spectrum meal, to my understanding, there's going to be more than enough stuff in there for the binder to bind to, and then all of its binding sites are already occupied, and then it's not going to have binding capacity to bind up anything else. So I think that for my patients at least, big take home would be just don't take it close to food. I really haven't got fancy in terms of saying like, oh, take it, before or after a fat containing meal. I'm not sure how important that is. So if anybody listening to this video happens to know of any research literature or has had, firsthand experience saying like, oh, it's definitely been better or worse to take it pre or post a fat containing meal or with a fat containing meal, please post in the comment section below. But that's my 2 cents on that. I think those are all the questions that I brought up today. So we crammed a few in there. Gonna start posting more videos from home here because I do miss making these videos, and man, oh man, the questions are just piling up. So please keep them coming, and I will do my best to get caught up as soon as I can. I hope this is all useful information today.